Hi and welcome to KVTV News. I'm your host Giselle Aguillera, and in the headlines: problems within the Cali Village community, young farmers farming for change, KVTV on the sweet Maracas Bay on Labor Day, Juve in July at Harlem, and it's all about the Cali Village sound clash. In an interview with Berkley Nedd, he discusses some of the challenges that the Cali Village Council has been facing. Let's take a look at what Mr. Nedd had to say.
All right, since the People Partnership has come into power, all right, and we were always opposition, so we thought that now that the village is in power, or if you want to say that the People Partnership is now in control of this particular area, we thought that the things that we wanted to see done would be done. But sad to say, we have been neglected like all of our governments in this community. First of all, let's talk about the roads and the drainage. Our roads haven't been done for the past 25 years. Roads haven't been done in this community. We as the village council have submitted a lot of road work, lighting system, bridges, all these things we have submitted to the regional corporation. We also submitted to our MP, Mr. Tim Gopi Singh. And up till now, although we submitted everything in writing, the measurements of the road and everything like that, so far, they are in the MP's office, and so far, nothing has been done.
So there's no feedback coming towards you in terms of written or verbal communication as to what will be taking place after the submissions?
So far, none. I can tell you one thing. We have been to Mr. Tim Gopi Singh's office, and he has promised that he would visit the community. And again, like everything else, all promises have gone to deaf ears. Up till now, since the People Partnership have taken over, and Mr. Tim Gopi Singh is our councillor, he's our MP for this area. Up till now, we haven't seen him in this area.
Wow. So you've heard it. But what other issues are there that's affecting the community besides the major roadworks and so forth? All right.
One of the things that we are vying for very hard and very rigorous is a community center. We in this area have been one of the communities have been hosting regular activities on our recreation ground. And on the recreation ground, we don't have a community center. We have the deed for the community center, we have the spot for the community center, but we don't have a building for the community center. We have been to Mr. What's his name again? The Community Development Office, Mr. Nizambash. We have gone to Mr. Nizambash concerning the community center. And what he did give us, and we have to hold on to it, we can't do anything about it, is that he said he'll put us down for a community center in the year 2013-2014. All right? But he said in the interim, what he can do for us and what we asked him for, that they will build a shed for us, a temporary shed where we can house the people when they come to play the whatever football, whatever event they have on the ground, because we also have a cricket club, which is Supersonic Cricket Club, also use the ground as well. So our ground is always full of activities. All right? And we went to the Unemployment Relief Program office, I think it's last week, Wednesday. All right? Either Wednesday or Monday, one out of the days. We went to them to find out what's happening with the shed. All right? And when we went to them to find out what's happening with the shed, we understand that the shed is already approved, but there's no work done concerning the shed. And that is about 8 months now.
So what's the holdback, did they say?
Well, we went to find out what is the holdback. One of the things we understand is that what they're saying to us, when we talked to Mr. Nizambash, what he had promised us, that they would build the shed for us. Because as a village council, we have no money to put out to build any shed. But what the CEO is saying to us, I can't remember his name offhand, but what he's saying to us is that self-help don't build anything for anybody. What they do is they give you the money, and you have to find the people to build whatever you need built. You understand? But when we talked to Mr. Nizambash, that wasn't the agreement that he said to us. You understand? So thus far, we as a community, we don't have that kind of money to put out for labor. You understand? They say we have to supply the labor and they will supply the material. All right, so he asked us what we intend to do. Well, we have to come back now to the village council and find out what it is best we could do concerning it. Because even if they give us the material, we have to find the money to pay people to build it, all because it's a self-help program.
So in terms of doing things like fundraisers and so forth within the community as the village council itself, and not from the self-help program, have you all begun anything like that, or are you all just waiting on the funding and so forth from the self-help program?
Well, we have to wait on the funding from the self-help, because even if we do projects, remember we just been doing a lot of program during the year. So like we intend to embark on a football competition right now. We had to raise funds for that. And when you're a small community like Kelly, you cannot always be going and begging people for money. They'll get fed up with it. You understand? So when we have all these programs, the fun and games, we also have like I said, the small goal competition. We also want to have a cultural program this year. Understand? And at the end of the day, the government don't give the village council money. We have to look for money. Even though we want to fund the program, we write into them, and even if we send a budget to them, they will not give you all the money. So they want to find out how much money you have, how much money you're willing to raise, and then if you submit that budget to them, they will only give you a certain percentage of the money. So at the end of the day, you still have to look for money. So all this, a big program like that, is difficult for a small village like us to raise that kind of money. So even if the shed, when you budget the shed was costing about $60,000 to build. You understand? And if you have to find labor to build that shed, it will be difficult. While we might have one or two people who might be willing, at the end of the day, some people want little money for the service. And at this point in time, as a village council, we don't have that kind of money to put out.
Moving along, young farmers of the Cali village community have taken up a task of buying and rearing animals in the Caroni area. Let's take a look at what these young farmers have to say.
Let the sheep to graze, clean the pens and feed, water. You understand? Check the animals, any ticks, you understand? Any little insects and things, sick ones, any wounds. Right. And make sure everything, running right.
What do you actually run the farm for? Is it like to sell meat or to sell milk or for your own personal use?
Well, the farm is for plenty uses, to help people, sell milk, sell meat. We just kill animals, give away meat, just for fun, and the farming thing is just not for money alone, right. Because we love animals. Okay. Our farm is 24 hours a day, we go round the clock. Because in the night time when you feel you have nothing to do on a farm, it have babies going and born, certain stuff, and they have to come out and see about them. So our farm is 24 hours a day.
Our Cali Village crews were out on the Sweet Maracas beyond Labor Day. Let's take a look at what the patrons had to say and some of the safety tips that were given by the lifeguards on duty.
Be aware, of the alcohol drinking. Observe their children at all times. If people want to go to swim, we try to tell them still, if you know you're not a strong swimmer, do not go beyond waist height. You tend to get a little more buoyant and you could drift out to sea easily.
Okay, and what brings you to Maracas Beach today?
It's lovely. A day off.
A day off from work? Okay, is this your favorite beach?
Yes.
And why is it your favorite beach?
Beach in Trinidad. Because it's the only beach in Trinidad. It's very clean. I must commend the management of the beach for having the area always well maintained.
Hi Wendell, I understand you play the steel pan here in Maracas Beach. How's your day going so far this Labor Day?
Well, not as good as all the time, not as good as before, because every hour or more the weather is change up also now. Alright. Change up also now because people try to enjoy the day the best they can, and everybody is not the same how they thinking about the weather. How they Labor Day and stuff.
Sweet, sweet TNT indeed. Now, Carnival in July in Harlem, Caroni. With Carnival a mere 7 months away, we recap Carnival 2012 in Caroni.
We just want to unite everybody in the village, because this village have a stigma for violence, so we just want to do something positive vibes to show the people out there that, hey, the village is a very cool village, you can come and hang out, chill out. As you can see, we have a lot of police vehicles around to ensure everybody, nobody get out of hand, it's a nice scene.
What's going on here? Like, we're getting in a whining situation going on here. Kinda nice. Hey!
Winding down on things now, let's take a look at the Cali Village all-time top 5 videos. Coming in at number 1, Juve Harlem Carney 2012. Street Mechanicals TT at the Atterbuldum Stadium. Flying Fish Crew at the Red Bull Flu Tag 2011 Part 1. And coming in at number 4, Part 2 of the Flying Fish Crew at the Red Bull Flu Tag. And at number 5, Animation 3.4D. And now in entertainment news, Cali Village had the privilege of attending Nishan the Hitman's birthday bash in April. Let's take a look at the happenings.
So how your feelings tonight?
Well, this is something that we always do. And tonight, some of my friends come out, everybody who come out, we just gonna have a good time and make the best of it and just party and do what we do best, party and have a good time. I want that man to come and make me I want that man to come and make me
I am very, very hot and sweaty, but I enjoyed every minute of my performance.
Now let's take you to the hot spots. In today's broadcast, we feature the Grace Guest House in our very own Cali Village St. Helena community. Let's have a sneak peek. Hi, and I'm Giselle Aguillera, and we're here at the Grace Guest House, and this is a segment called What's Popping. We're here with Dion Gray of the Grace, the owner of the Grace Guest House, and we're going to ask him what's been popping up within Cali, the Cali St. Helena area. So hi, Dion, and how are you?
Fine, thanks for coming. I'm trying to I've opened a guest house that caters for the travel on a budget coming to the Caribbean, and I try to give them the nicest environment within limited resources, and I've been doing quite well so far. The support has been tremendous. A lot of my clientele and customers come from the island itself, from far ends of the islands, the south and Toco and so forth, but I have other big events around this part of the island. But so far it's been great.
Okay, so do you want to show us a little bit of what you have to offer in terms of the guest house?
Yeah, not a problem. Well, we are in the largest of one of the rooms, and if you take a panoramic view, they see that there's a television area with has seating for 3 or 4 people, even more if it is come together, and bedding for 4 or 5 people, even more if you have kids. There's a full-size fridge, so people need to have their beverages cool and so forth. The bathroom is quite spacious, some of us are bathroom people, and on the outside it's relatively obscure, so you cannot tell what's happening inside. That's the look I'm going for.
Upcoming events: Cali Village will be most present at Hardcore Caribbean on the 5th of August, Trini Events Fashion Show on the 25th of August, and the Eco Warriors Environmental Watch, which is soon to be announced. Keep watching Cali Village TV for more details on these upcoming events. And there you've had it. That was Cali Village TV News. Please stay tuned for another Cali Village broadcast coming to you soon. My name is Giselle Aguillera. I'm your host. God bless. Thank you.